What is going on YouTube? And welcome back to my channel. Okay, I do not know how that happened. I don't know why that happened, but please, please take my apologies seriously because I was shocked when that happened. Anyways, thank y'all so much for joining me for my Hot Topics and Social Commentary show on tonight. A couple things I want y'all to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to mash that thing, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't you go ahead and mash it for a brother? Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on the various topics that we'll be discussing on tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. Jennifer will be joining me momentarily. As soon as she gets here, we'll get to all the comments. I see Dustin is in here. Hey, Dustin, thank you so much for being here. Hope you're doing better. And I'll, say hey to everyone as they come in. But thank y'all so much for joining me. Before Jennifer gets here, I just want to mention one thing real quick. So I did not watch the actual VMAs themselves. Actually, when it was happening, my best friend Lenora called. Well, she didn't call me, but she texted me, asked me if I was watching Mariah Carey on stage. So I just want to talk about Mariah Carey, Ricky Martin, and Busta Rhymes' performance just really quickly. I've heard that. Well, let's do Ricky Martin first. I haven't watched too many performances from Ricky Martin. So I didn't really know what to expect, but he did great. Obviously, the microphone was on, so I was happy to hear that. He had great production. I love the VMA stage. It was awesome. They clearly was in a world and they just had the audience on one side of the arena. So I thought that was a great setup. But yeah, Ricky Martin did a great job. He received a Latin Icon Award, if I'm not mistaken, at the VMAs. Also, Busta Rhymes performed. He was receiving the Visionary Award. So I'm assuming that's just what it sounds like. He is a visionary when it comes to music videos and things of that nature. He probably had some of the most interesting music videos. I know Hype Williams directed a few of his music videos. The one that I remember most is What's It Gonna Be, featuring Janet Jackson. I thought that was an amazing video. The wardrobe for it, the concept of it, it was just all amazing. So shout out to Busta Rhymes. It's about time he got his due. And that award is, I have a feeling that might have been made specially for him. I don't know if they've given out visionary awards in the past, but Busta Rhymes is definitely a visionary when it comes to these music videos. So I thought that his performance was great. There was another man besides Spliff that was on the stage with him. He kind of looked like Vic Mencia, or whatever his name is, but I'm sure that wasn't him. I'm sure it was whomever was on his "Give Me Some More" song with him. I'm not exactly sure if there was a feature on that song, but I'm just assuming. But anyways, it was great to see Busta Rhymes doing his thing. He's always a great performer, and as fast as he raps, he's always able to keep up with everything that's going on in the verses. So that's always a good thing. Last but not least, Mariah Carey performed, and there's been a lot of scuttlebutt. There's been a lot of talk about. I see Miss Kim in the building. Hey, Miss Kim, greetings and salutations. So lovely to see you in the comments. And I love that video that you put in the Discord of those older gentlemen dancing to "Where the Party At" by Jagged Edge. I thought that was so sweet and so amazing to see. I just love just getting down with the get down, not letting the worries and stresses of their lives get in the way. They're just having a good time. So I thought that was an amazing video that you put in the Discord, Ms. Kim. But anyways, getting to Mariah Carey. So Mariah Carey received the Vanguard Award. Now, the Vanguard Award, at least in my opinion, is typically given to those with always amazing music videos and are always known for their music videos. I believe Michael Jackson was the first recipient of the Vanguard Award, obviously. But this was Mariah Carey's first VMA win, which was interesting. I know that she also won another award during the show. But I was just surprised. We talked about it on the Light of Leo this past Monday, that this was Mariah Carey's first VMA. But as I was explaining to her on Monday, I feel as though Vanguard Awards, not Vanguard Awards, but VMAs in general are typically given to those more entertainers and not necessarily the singers. Like, I don't know how many awards Mariah Carey has, or Adele has, or Amy Winehouse has, or any of those singer type, artists. Celine Dion. I don't think she has a VMA. I've never seen her accept a VMA award before. But it's more for those who are around the entertainment realm, like Beyonce, like your Taylor Swifts, or your Chris Browns, or your Ushers, or those types that have dance included, choreography included in all their videos. Mariah Carey has had choreography in some of her videos as well. Honey, for instance, where she did a little shimmy shimmy here and there. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really cute. But some people seem to be disappointed in Mariah's performance. And I actually literally just watched it before I went on live. And Mariah Carey did what Mariah Carey always does. She stands there, she sings, she walks here, she walks there. She walks very gingerly. I noticed that while I was watching the performance. She was walking extremely gingerly. I don't know if she was afraid that she was going to trip and fall, which would obviously be a big story if that were to ever happen. But Mariah Carey did what she typically always does, as far as being one to do a 1-2 step of any sort. I mean, and I never held that against Mariah at all. Even with her being a Black woman, not everyone has the rhythm that we all feel as though we've inherited from our ancestors. So it is what it is. I thought she sounded great. Of course, a lot of people were thinking that she was lip syncing. At this point, when it comes to Mariah Carey, whether she's lip syncing or singing live, whether it's a mixture of a backing track and her live voice, she does all of that. And so I don't know why anybody would be surprised that might have been the case if that was indeed the case. But it is what it is. I loved her outfit. I loved the opening scene where she had on like the night robe, and she was like in her boudoir, and it was really cute. And she came back out in a gold ensemble with some nice little shoes, and I thought it looked really great. So shout out to Mariah Carey, Ricky Martin, and Busta Rhymes for the VMA wins. I can't remember exactly when it was that that it happened. I think it might have been either Tuesday or Wednesday that the VMAs came out. But anyways, let's get into these hot topics. Y'all know I don't like talking about Trump on my channel, but I thought that this was an interesting story. Everyone knows about the 50th birthday gift that Donald Trump allegedly sent to Jeffrey Epstein. And it's a drawing of what seems to be a female body. It seems like there are breasts at the top, has words in the middle of it, kind of like a dialogue between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And then there's a signature at the bottom, which looks almost exactly like Donald Trump's signature, even though like when you read it, you really can't tell what it actually says. But anyone who pays attention to the way that Donald Trump signs anything, he always uses like a Sharpie or a very thick marker. It's never like a pen or a pencil or anything like that. And a lot of Republicans are trying to say that it is not his signature, that he did not send this. But if it wasn't them, then who would it have been? And why would someone have plagiarized something that, they might have wanted people to think that Donald Trump had sent it? And no one even, I don't know how many years ago this was sent out. I think maybe about 20 years ago or so. I'm not sure that anyone would do that in preparation for Donald Trump eventually becoming the president of the United States. And so it's definitely, I believe wholeheartedly that Donald Trump definitely sent that birthday gift to him. And The last sentence in this whole thing says, "A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Um, there it is right there. Hey, Genesita, what's going on, boo? So I definitely believe it's Donald Trump. I definitely believe that is his signature. Once again, I mean, he used his very thick pen or Sharpie. My mom said it was a Sharpie to sign like Donald Trump's signature. So I believe it's his. And the language in this note seems like they're one and the same. Men who enjoy sex, men who enjoy women's bodies, men who like that, and the fact that there's a drawing of what seems to be a female body as the actual letter itself makes me think that that's what they do. That's just the assumption that I have while reading this. But anyways, hello, Genesita. How goes it, my sister? I see the bun is no longer there.
No, no, it isn't. But I just took down the bun because it was getting in the way. But I still kept, the braids that went back for the bun and all of my hair that's in the two strand twist. I kept them in the twist and stuff like that. So it's not totally down.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's what's up. If you could please get to these comments, because I saw that we have quite a few comments there. If you could read those off for us, my sister.
For sure. Dustin is here. Hello, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
All right, Miss Kim.
Good evening, Miss Kim. I already bowed a little bit earlier, but I'll bow to you again, my sister.
Okay, she says, "Hey, Jonathan." Um, Miss Kim says Mariah's videos have never been much to write home about, but I never expected Janet or Michael choreography from her. She's
Right.
not able. She's just not able. No, she's not a dancer.
It's not in her repertoire, and I respect that.
That's not her. Miss Robin,
Hey, Auntie
hello.
Robin. So glad that you're here, boo.
Mr. Unveiled Vibrations is here.
Hey, Tyrone.
His show yesterday was something else. He talked about everything. He talked about stuff that I don't be talking about, and he be
Mhm.
saying stuff.
And we'll talk about one of those topics that he brought up last night.
Mm.
That'll be our first story after we get through this
Okay.
first segment.
Unveiled Vibration says hello to Dustin, Kim, Miss Kim, Auntie Robin. Hope you're having a great day. And Miss Robin says, Genesita, I fell asleep Monday. That's why I was missing. Don't you worry. Do your thing, sis.
No issues, girl. Live your life, honey. But Jennifer, what was your reaction to seeing that alleged birthday gift from allegedly from Donald Trump? Because it seems like that signature was supposed to represent some hair down there. That's what some people were saying. But anyways, what were your thoughts? Did you actually read what was on the note, and do you think it's actually his signature?
Jonathan, I have horrible news.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. I don't care. I
Oh,
never looked at it, never decided to read it, never concerned myself with it at all.
gotcha. That's all that needs to be said. That's all that needs to be said. Um, so the biggest news that has come out yesterday, Charlie Kirk unfortunately had his life taken while he was doing an event in Utah at a college. I can't remember exactly what college he was at. Unfortunately, I actually saw the video of the incident. I didn't know that it was the video of the actual incident. A lot of times I don't like seeing people get assaulted like that. I don't know if I can say the SHOT word, but I don't mind seeing it in TV shows and movies like Power. I'll see pow pow pows all day. I ain't gotta worry about it because I know it's not real. But I don't like seeing people get assaulted in that way by a weapon because I immediately think, oh my gosh, like you can see the look on their face when they get hit. Like it's traumatizing for me personally. There are actual videos on YouTube of people getting getting assaulted by police in that way. And I don't want to watch those videos because a lot of times when things like that happen in real life, it's a lot more subtle than it is in TV shows and movies. In TV shows and movies, there's a big do about it. There's a lot of reaction to it. But when it happens in real life, there is reaction, but it's very subtle. Like it's
Because people don't know what to do.
Right. And
people are stunned. They're shocked.
Right. And it just makes it more real for me. So just seeing that man get hit and then he fall over on the chair, it was just a whole lot. And he was literally being asked a question about GUN violence and mass pewings. He was literally being asked that question right before it happened. And I didn't even hear the release of it. And that's because it was done, I think, in a building that was near where they were. I don't know, but it must have been a marksman or a what do they call it? Sharpshooters? I don't know what they're called, but had to be somebody who knew what they were doing. Sometimes I feel conflicted when things like this happen to people like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk has been extremely problematic to those of us who are not white and cis. Anyone who was not white or cis, Charlie Kirk has seemed to have an issue with them. I've also heard that he's had issues with the LGBTQIA plus community as well. So when things like that happen to people like that, of course, I'm always going to have sympathy for the family that has to deal with the loss. He has 2 kids. He has a beautiful young wife. I believe he was 30 or 31 years old at the time of his death. So of course I'm going to feel sorry for them because no one deserves to lose a loved one like that. He's always talked about the Second Amendment. He's always talked about, weapon control and not wanting to have weapon control. And so I think it's extremely ironic that that's the way that his life was ended. I'm trying to choose my words very, very, very
understandably
carefully
so.
Do I care? Sure. Because whenever anyone loses their life, it's always a tragedy because this is the only life that we'll have here on this earth. And he didn't even spend as much time as I have on this earth. And so that's always going to be a tragedy. However, I shouldn't have been shocked when Donald Trump called for all flags to be lowered to half staff until Sunday for this man who isn't a senator. He's not an elected official. He doesn't have I don't know how many followers he has, but he doesn't have a huge influence on America. And yet we are supposed to be in this space of sorrowful mourning for this man who seemed to us as less than good. I'll put it that way. Of course, once again, I feel sorry for his family. It's tragic. It's tragic that they lost him in that way. But you have to also remember where you live. We are in the United States of America, where weapons can be sold right and left under the table illegally. You can get your hands on a pew pew any way that you want to do it because it's out there. And when you have this narrative that we need to have our weapons, we need to be able to have them freely, you have to understand that you're living in a country where this type of thing can happen to you. And once again, it's so sad that people's lives are being taken for a difference of opinion, because I'm more than sure that his life was taken because of his narrative, because of his rhetoric. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, although unless he slept with somebody's wife or something like that, who knows why? The perpetrator who did the incident is still at large. I saw the press conference from the sheriff in Utah. He said that, they still have the death penalty. So, they're definitely going to go for it. But I personally don't feel the loss because I know if he was an elected official, he wouldn't be fighting for my rights as a gay Black man. So my care level is at a 0 as far as that is concerned. I think it's sad that it happened. Absolutely. It's sad when anyone loses their life, especially in a way like in this type of a way. However, don't expect for me to cry tears for him. Don't expect for me to be sad about it because I'm not. I'm just not. I don't think anyone is expecting for me to be sad about it, but you cannot be surprised when people don't have a vitriol effect towards something like this happening when he is so divisive. I saw a clip of him talking about the fact that why should he have to pay for when he was talking about reparations, I think it was. And it was very ugly, the words that he used. So that's what he's known for. And for a man like that to be honored in such a way by the president of the United States, I think shows us where we are in America. Jennifer, and Tyrone did speak on this last night. I thought he had great words about it. He was definitely more positive about it than I am. Tyrone, I guess maybe he cares a little bit more. I don't know. There's just a difference. But Jennifer, what are your thoughts on this happening fully? Just yeah.
Okay, I love these moments when I know that I'm going to say something totally different than you.
Mm,
Well, I can't say polar opposite, but um, first, I would like to say I don't like it.
of course not.
The violence, the usage, the video. I didn't want to see any parts of it, but there was like a edited version of it where it's like a big old sticker in front of the main parts, but I could see like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not cool.
Right.
So I want to say I don't condone any of that. It's not cool.
No.
And what's crazy is for people to say, it's the liberals that's doing it, but you still want to call liberals a bunch of pussies though. So if it's
Okay.
liberals that's doing it, who's carrying the guns? We're the ones that's anywho. Moving on and moving forward. Um so when I thinking to myself about this, I keep on thinking that, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I think of those things. And I also think
Hmm.
about being smart about the things that you sow in the earth.
Yeah.
Um, I think about those things as well. I'm not saying that he, signed, sealed, and delivered his passing, but because there's
His
plenty
death
of
warrant.
people, there's plenty of people out here that have been talking crazy like that and still alive.
Right.
I think I have somewhat, I don't think it's a different opinion from a lot of people, but I know I'm certain that it's different from you. But personally, I do feel that it's one of those schemes that Todd set up. Now,
Wow.
and I certainly believe they're from their side.
Mm, wouldn't
Um,
surprise me.
because one thing that is major is like, so we're going to create a martyr, something to try to cover up from all the things that's coming out.
Yeah.
And it has to be somebody. I
Hmm.
can't have somebody that's actually in office
Right.
because then I lose a seat.
Hmm.
Because when they have that vote, we know where that vote gonna go because we see where the vote's been going.
Right.
We lose the seats left and right.
Hmm. Those
And
midterms gonna be a mess, honey.
yeah, and then another thing I believe, um, when people are in a desperate space, they look for something else for you to look at. And I feel like that's how things have been with this administration, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Hold, please.
No problem.
I feel like the Lord does this every single time we need it. And I give you the glory. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
Anywho, but I believe that allegedly this is one of those kinds of schemes. Because let's be real, Dems don't move a lot.
Hmm.
And for a move like this to happen, I'm thinking, And then also think where we are. Of course, it wasn't no African American. Let's keep that funky. But one
Utah.
thing
Hello, somebody.
but one thing we do know for sure that it was a skilled marksman.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so for someone that skilled to be doing something that perfect, and let me tell you something, of course, a love of the TikTok. Looking at TikTok, there's a man that there's a lot of experts that go on TikTok to give their opinion on what they saw.
Right.
So somebody that is an expert marksman saying he he said they waited until he put down his microphone and okay, is this too much to say?
I don't think it is.
Okay. He wasn't going for right here.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
was going for right here. He says it's softer and it would have more of an effect of kind of like explosion of the head.
Okay.
He said the reason why it didn't happen that way is because when he put down the microphone, he didn't account for him turning his head, which is why they got the neck area.
Hmm.
I was like, wow. Now I'm not taking that. I'm taking all that with a grain of salt. For all we know, he could just be a random man. But the way this Caucasian fellow was talking is like he was like he could have been ordered to do something like that before. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and I also saw a video from what's those people that come to CSI? Like somebody that basically would a medical observer, a medical something.
Oh, medical examiner.
Yes. A medical examiner talked about that. I saw
Okay.
that and they said, yeah, with the way that the bullet went through, as soon his hands went like this because it's a brain reaction
Okay.
immediately. It's an immediate brain reaction to the violence there.
Okay.
And then, oh gosh, he said he was gone within a second,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
possibly before he hit the floor. He was gone,
Gotcha.
painless. It was done. Um, but just to move further on that, I do believe this is not happenstance.
Yeah.
And what's funny, because as people are talking about that, please tell me why there are some Caucasian folks out there that's saying that, nobody has ever gotten killed for their views. And people start putting up African American
Hello, Martin Luther
pictures.
King, Malcolm X.
That's it. Those is the two other four pictures that came up on there. Martin Luther
Absolutely.
King and Malcolm X popped up on there. So I maybe because people still talk about George Floyd.
Okay.
Maybe they felt like they needed a martyr
Hmm.
and they found themselves one. And I think it's really disgusting. And that's where my disgust comes from.
Okay.
He's still a human being with a family. I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that his children were there.
Ooh, it wouldn't surprise me if they were.
I heard that. I don't know how true that is, but I'm gonna leave that there. Look, none of this is good. This isn't right.
Yeah.
And I do believe that is a scheme that was bought up by them people up there
Yeah.
to get something off and popping and going. Because if they're not all happy, so let's just make more chaos so they can stop thinking about this particular thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it was just a coincidence that he was being asked a question about what literally happened to him seconds later.
Child.
Literally happened to him seconds later. Like it, I don't want to say it was too perfect, but it was too perfect. Like in the way that it happened. Like it, that those types of assassinations, I think I can say assassinations.
Yeah, you can.
Assassinations don't happen in that way. Set up like it does seem like a setup. And I didn't even consider that until you mentioned it, Jennifer, because I was like, that's so crazy that he was being asked about exactly what happened to him seconds later. Like that is crazy. The timing of that is crazy to me.
and
But
and
it
him
makes more sense now that you put your input
and
into it.
seeing all the random videos of his takes, him talking about how, some people, we can lose some people to guns, it's like, wait, hold
He said that.
on.
Yes, he did.
And it's like, once again, I kept on saying, you live by the sword, you're gonna die by it.
Yeah.
And um, I just, I just want to encourage my people to continue to stand down. Don't go to the marches.
No.
Don't go out there and try to make an extra difference. We still sitting down because you know what they want to do. They want to
Yeah.
turn this into something worse.
They want a race war. That's exactly what they want. They want a race war.
So, because they were in Utah at a Utah college. We all know, you all know that there's no way that anybody, white, black, brown, whatever, is going to think that that was a African American person that did that. They
Right.
already put out a picture of a skinny Caucasian fellow that did it. But why are people? That's the one thing that is kind of crazy. Why are people getting mad at black people when we have nothing to do
With
with
any
this
of it.
circumstance?
Any of it.
Now, I can say I think it is a little distasteful. Some of the people saying some really mean stuff.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I may have chuckled at a few comments
Okay.
simply because they were clever, not
Yes.
to laugh at that man's death.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
You're
And
you're complete.
I'm gonna leave that there because I don't want there to be an opportunity to try to say anything else that could make us look crazy.
Right.
But I
We
think
already
we
30 minutes into the show, child.
and I think we held it. But well, this had to be a big one. We had to
Of
have that
course.
go.
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah. It was necessary.
Unveiled Vibration says, I don't care. I felt that. That's when we talk about that letter from
Okay. Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's the school, Utah something. Like,
Okay.
Robin says, but he said that a few pow pow unalivings are worth it for the preservation of the Second Amendment,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he's
Mm-hmm.
living his truth. Oh, he ain't living. Oh, Lord Jesus.
I shouldn't be laughing, child, but
It's not funny at all.
it's not.
Robin Moore says he was also racist and misogynistic,
Very.
always blaming black people for society's ills. I saw him talk about Beyonce. He basically said her music just sounds like noise. It's like now we know you just talking.
Right.
Now we know you just saying things that's just going to hype up your people because come on,
Okay.
noise. What do you listen to? All right. Auntie Robin says he also said that if his daughter was graped, he would make her have her grapist child.
Mm.
That I didn't know.
But that doesn't surprise me, though.
True.
Doesn't
But to
surprise me
be
at all.
honest, he said that I'm sure he said that a while ago
Yeah.
because when they start off, they start saying the craziest stuff so they can get more notoriety, right?
Exactly. And then they turn it down just a tinge, just a
Just a
tinge, just a smidge.
But
I was watching a reaction to white chicks on YouTube, and you remember when Marlon came out the dressing room with that with that outfit on, and one of them said it's a little tight. just a smidge tight.
just
Go ahead, Jennifer.
a little constricting.
Just a little bit.
Robert says one other thing. Why have so many been quick to call it political violence and not click violence?
Right.
Because that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Because he's not
Sad-
even a politician. How is it political if he's not a politician?
He ain't get pew pew for them for his views. He got pew pew to be a martyr. That's how I feel in my Shondo of Shondos.
He got pew-pewed for his dedication to the cause.
Yes, thank you, and we needed that, and that's
Hmm.
what it I said, "That's how I feel."
Hmm.
Robert says, "Sad for some that he is gone, but I can't get it up for him." Yeah, no, not at all. So you know the things he said about George Floyd? Yes.
I
Yes.
don't want to know. I haven't heard it, and I don't want to know. No, because
Mm,
that'll make me care less.
mm. Weapons are the problem, but Governor DeSantis announced that all weapon and ammunition will be tax-free through the end of the year with his short self wearing high-heel boots
Okay.
and
You're
platforms
wearing
in
you're
his
wearing
shoes.
lifts, honey. You're wearing lifts, as the British would say. You're
And the
wearing
highest
lifts.
of lifts that are
Okay.
available, okay? I know his the pads of his feet be hurting like anybody wearing some stilettos every time he walk out.
Okay. He got to have some Dr. Scholl's, honey.
All
Got
the
to.
shows. He got 6, 7 shows up in there, all the ooh, child.
Okay. Got them stacked.
Robert says, "Bless you, Jonathan. You care more than me." Mm.
I try to be politically correct. I do try to be politically correct.
Attempts. Yes, you do a good job.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
I also think that too many people have a media persona that they don't live on stage. I do agree.
Hmm.
Um, just like reality television folks, how real
Right.
are those folks on Bravo and whatnot? Agreed.
Hmm.
Um, Un- Unveiled Vibration says, "I don't like Charlie Kirk or the senseless act of vigilant violence this was. I tried really hard to curve how hard I spoke about it last night. I don't like how this is being spun by MAGA and the Repubs."
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But of course, they need something because
Hmm.
everything is just so horrible.
Yeah.
So many random people are messing up so bad
Hmm.
that we need to find a way to make us the victim.
Absolutely.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah. Look at us. Poor us. Anyways, so there is a Netflix documentary that is out right now. It's
There's a what?
called a Netflix documentary that is
I didn't
out
hear
right.
you because when you said that, you said next to link. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna
Oh,
shut up.
I'm sorry. I need to enunciate. Okay, Netflix documentary out with the name Unknown Number: The High School Catfish. Now, my mom watched this. I think it was 2 weeks ago that I saw this, and she was like, "You got to watch this because when you find out who it is, and I want to spoil who it is. So if I and I'm assuming maybe if y'all want to watch it, I'll go ahead and apologize for spoiling it now. But I got to talk about it, y'all. So it's a story about this young lady. I can't remember exactly what state they were in, but this young Caucasian lady,
Michigan.
Michigan. Oh, Jennifer, you know about this? Okay, all right. So, there's this young Caucasian lady in Michigan. She's a high schooler. I believe she was either a freshman or a sophomore. I can't remember, but she was quite young, and she had a boyfriend named Owen. And she started receiving random texts from an unknown number, telling her that Owen doesn't want her. Owen doesn't want her. She's anorexic. She has no butt. The text literally says she had no booty, which I'm sure may have been true. But hey,
But
that's not the point. The point
and they in
is,
Michigan with a bunch of Caucasians. Come on now, what we doing
what
here?
what do you expect, honey? They don't do BBLs up there like that, honey. This ain't Miami. Anyways, so she was receiving these text messages, and they wanted her to break up with Owen, whomever this random person was. And so this actually caused them to break up, Owen, and I think her name was Lauren, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And so they end up breaking up. And then Owen, he gets another girlfriend in actually another city. And that girl, his new girlfriend, ends up getting text messages from that same unknown number. And Owen was receiving text messages as well. Um, and then later on, and this was happening for over a year and a half. These text messages were coming to this girl, Lauren Owen, for over a year and a half. Then they tried to set up another girl who went to the same school named Chloe, who was clearly a bully. I say that without saying allegedly. She was clearly a bully. Her parents seemed to be the same exact way because I was not
Because
seeing
that's
it
where they
for
get
her
it.
parents.
That's where the bullets get it from.
Exactly. So I was not seeing it for them whatsoever at all, not at all. But they tried to say that, you know, I scored this many points during the game because they both were on the basketball team. Chloe and Lauren were both on the basketball team. And so they tried to set it up to make it look like Chloe was telling on herself. Then they tried to make it seem like it was, I think it was Owen's cousin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Owen's cousin, she was just
the sweetest
ain't no
girl,
way.
you know,
Child.
nerd, glasses, braces. Like she was so innocent and just wrecked her. They was texting her as well. Turns out it was the catfish was Lauren's mother. Lauren's mother telling her to take her own life. Literally told her to take her own life. Telling her that she's an anorexic beanstalk who ain't got no booty, who ain't got no titties, who ain't got shit. And it's your mother. And when the police came to her house to arrest her and they revealed this information to Lauren,
come on.
Her mother had the nerve to be all hugged up on her and kissing her on the forehead and all
Love
this
bombing.
stuff. And then when Lauren's father got to the house, now I thought Lauren's father was going to bust a cap in Mama's ass when he got there. Like he was so pissed off. He called her parents. He said, "You got to go. You got to get out this house right now." I don't even think he was living there, but he said, "You got to go."
It doesn't seem like he was living there. He said, "You got to get away from my daughter.
You got to go. You got to go." And she was part of the documentary. She was sentenced to, I think, either a couple months or up to a year.
You forgot one little part.
What part?
She wasn't working.
Oh, yes,
and she was telling them that she had like 2 jobs or something like that?
Yes. Her husband thought that she had 2 jobs and she had been let go from the job a year prior to this actually coming to fruition and coming to light. And she was taking care of all of the finances. So her husband had no idea that things weren't getting paid for, that I think they, got kicked out of their house or got foreclosed on a house or something of that nature along the way. She served her time. The thing about Lauren is I understand why she still wants a relationship with her mother. I can't fault her for that because you only get one mother on this earth. However, I'm so glad that she's so close to her father, that her father, she seems like she's a daddy's girl. I thought that was so sweet to see the scenes between Lauren and her father. And I'm glad that she has a male figure that's looking out for her best interests. But Lauren's mother is the most villainous villain I've ever seen on a documentary, even worse than that fire dude that did that fire festival. Like, for you to say these things to your own daughter, knowing exactly what effect it is having on her. And one more thing I want to mention before you go, Jennifer. She tried to say that she didn't start out the text messages in the beginning. She picked it up somewhere along the way after she lost her job. Do you think that I think that is true at all? Spoiler, I don't. Go ahead, Jennifer. I thought this was crazy. Jennifer, you sounds like you watched it, girl.
Well, first of all, TikTok gave me the whole thing, and
okay.
So it went crazy on TikTok, on all the algorithms and things of that nature.
Understandable.
But I truly think she was in love with that boy.
Yes, I told Mama that too. After I watched it. She wanted him. She wanted that boy ever since he was little.
Okay. And just to make sure y'all understand how this woman could lose her job, her IT job, more than likely it was remote, right? Because the IT job was in Texas. There was one in Texas that I remember. She was sending 40, 50 text messages a day to people. A day. This consumed her life. And since she has an IT background, for all she was, hiding her phone number, doing, man. But of course you want somebody to just like separate from a mother like that. But another thing was on top of it that people are bringing up is the fact that she's saying all these horrible things to her child, but she's using that as a way for her child to come to her with all the concerns so she can love on her, which is why she, held on to her and stuff like that. So she can continue to be that, even in the moment when she found out that it was her mother that was causing her all these problems and foolishness.
Right. She wanted her daughter to need her. That's what she wanted. She wanted
That's
her daughter to
disgusting.
need her. It
And
is disgusting.
and
It's terrible.
what messed me up, she said, "Oh, y'all gonna think I'm crazy now. Too late."
Yeah, exactly. We thought you was crazy from the time that it was revealed that it was you, ho.
Immediately. And Jonathan, I should have started sending once I realized that you saw this, I should have started sending you the reactions. Just like the reactions from the other one, I need to send you some reactions.
Please do, because I would love to see them. I would
I've
love to see
seen
them.
I think one of the best reactions that I saw was a lovely black mother looking like she was eating her plate of food.
Mm,
And when it came down to the point to reveal who the person was, she was like, "This ugly B word."
okay, because you don't
She
always don't want your old ass. I'm sorry,
and
I can't get
they've been
down.
referring to her as Quasimodo. It's bad, Jonathan. They really been
Mm,
talking about her. But most of the reactions are like, her mother. And listen, man, I enjoy those reactions, but I'm gonna find some more reactions so I can send them to you so you can laugh at them.
please
But
do. I would love to
it
see
was
them.
crazy. So of course, in all those TikTok videos, they automatically spoiled it. I didn't know shouldn't be spoiled. I knew it was the mother before I knew the show existed. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So and mommy saw it before I did,
yeah.
or heard about it. So that was crazy. Um, Unveiled Vibration says a lot of the Leo, aka the lady in the box on the right. Psst, change your name on the screen. She made me watch that documentary, and I was rolling my eyes the entire time, shake my head.
Wow. Yeah, that was.
Crazy.
I feel so bad for that girl. I feel so bad
Me too.
for
And
that
then
girl.
like just the embarrassment. But also look that the way that she looks, like the look in her eye, there is something wrong. I'm trying to figure out like when are we going to tap into that part?
When are we going
When are
to
we
address the mental issue that is clearly evident in this woman, honey?
There's an issue afoot and nobody's pointing it out. It's a
Yeah.
problem.
Any more comments before we move on, Jennifer?
No, sir,
I
ma'am,
got two
sir.
more topics that I want to hit, so we might go past 9 o'clock. But I have to talk about this story. So Kiki Wyatt's son, Raja. Raja is the son who was diagnosed with cancer. It was part of her storyline on R&B Divas. Raja revealed to the world that although she was so worried about him in front of the camera, behind the scenes, Kiki Wyatt told him that he was cursed with this cancer because he was gay. Now, Kiki Wyatt put out a response to this, saying that she does not have a homophobic bone in her body, that she loves her family, all this stuff. Now, she didn't say she didn't say those things.
Exactly.
She didn't deny that she said those things, but she asked for peace in this time while her family deals with what's going on. I really, really liked Kiki Wyatt while she was on R&B Divas. I really did like her. I love that she seemed a little bit crazy. You know,
Seemed.
see, I'm trying to be politically correct here, Jennifer. Let me do my thing. It's okay though. It's all right. No, you keep doing what you're doing. But anyways, so I really did like Kiki Wyatt, especially compared to the other women that were on the show. I really like Kiki Wyatt on the show. But anyways, however, on the flip side of that, it did not surprise me that she said this. And I fully believe him that she said this. And after seeing this
Amen.
response that she put out, I'm even more convinced that
Come
she said
on.
this. So um I think that this is just sad. And for any person in the LGBTQIA plus community who does not receive acceptance from the people that are supposed to love them the most, being your parents, I have the deepest sympathy for you. The deepest of deep sympathy for you. I don't know where I would be if my parents did not accept me and my family did not accept me for who I am. My life would be more than likely miserable if that were the case. So I, I was going to say, I don't think that this is abusive, but at the same time, this is extremely abusive for you to
Yes.
spew those words to your child. Yes, he might be one of 10 or 11, but he's still at the end of the day, your blood, your seed, your child. So I'm not
It's
going to
still
say
deplorable.
I'm not going to say that she deserved to be canceled or anything of that nature, but Kiki Wyatt, we see you. We
Been seeing you.
see you. Jennifer, what were your thoughts on this revelation, honey?
I didn't dig deep into it, but when I heard what she told him, I said, she better hope she catch heaven.
Okay.
And I'll leave. I'm. It's absolutely disgusting. It's
It's so
absolutely
sad.
disgusting. And just to think, your mother saying that to you,
Mhm.
I think what I need to say to combat that is I pray that people that have to hear
Mhm.
unholy rhetoric like that,
Mhm.
I pray that 10 times as much as love from Christ comes to them.
Absolutely.
My prayer is that they hear more from God than they ever did. My
Absolutely.
prayer is that they hear that they're loved and accepted by God more than they ever did.
Because they need it.
I pray that they get more and more of an understanding of how much church brain can take over thought processes and things of
Mhm.
that nature.
Mhm.
Does it? And those thought processes are archaic and they're not loving.
Right.
You would hope if you end up having a child that is, let's just say, different
Mhm.
or just a part of the community, you would hope that you would at the very least try to lift them up
Yeah.
and let the opinions that you had previously off to the wayside. And what bothers me is that I've heard so many people have thought processes, and I go to black men, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I heard a black man say, I never felt a way, just gay wasn't my thing. But when I had this gay child of mine,
Mhm.
when I
Come on
had
with it.
my gay child,
Yeah.
all I could see was my child.
Yes.
And I said nothing was going to keep me from loving my child.
Right.
It makes me beg to ask, what's your problem?
What's your problem? What's your issue?
And I'm going to leave that there because I could go on for more.
Jennifer, I want you to play a video that's in the Hot Topics. That's in the Hot Topics Messenger on Facebook. It should be the video that's right above the link for the show. So that'll be our last topic. But before we get to that, while Jennifer is getting that video queued up, I do want to mention that today is September 11th. In 2001, on September 11th, two planes were flown into the World Trade Center buildings. I want to dedicate this time to all those thousands of people who lost their lives in that tragedy. I don't think anything like that has ever happened, and I hope nothing like that will happen in the future to us. But my sympathies and condolences to all of those who lost loved ones during those terrible attacks that happened due to terrorists. That was so sad. I still remember that day, and the reason why I remember, there are two reasons why I remember that day. I remember that day because I was in English class. I was in the 7th grade. I was in English class, and our principal, I think her first name was Nancy. I can't remember what her last name was, but she came over the speaker and she told us what happened. But I really didn't understand what was going on. I don't remember the exact words that she said, but what I do remember is her saying that we are all safe here. We are all safe in our school. Then when I got home, my grandmother, my father's mother, called the house and asked us if we were okay. She asked me, I was the first one to get home because middle schoolers got home first back in the day, and so I was the one who just so happened to answer the phone. And she was just asking us if we were okay. And she asked me, did I hear about what happened? And I think my grandmother had to explain to me what was happening because I really didn't understand what was happening at the time. Because I don't think our principal went into like detail as to actual two planes going into the World Trade Center. Like, I don't think she said any of that. But again, I can't remember word for word what she said. But once again, my condolences and sympathies to anyone who lost loved ones as a result of that terror attack. Jennifer, let me know when the video is up. And Reggie.
Well, I was wondering if you were going to talk about our uncle, how he narrowly missed those attacks.
Yes, our uncle was, I believe, supposed to be in that building on that day. I can't remember why he didn't make it. I don't know if he
It
got
was because of
sick.
a train.
Oh, okay. All right.
He, I think I think he missed his train that morning, and he would have been in one of those buildings that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Tracy, and of course all of our other cousins, they were distraught knowing that this is what could have been to their father, our uncle.
Yeah.
So this like today is a day that I actually think about how good God is to us
Amen.
and how he
Amen.
has kept us and continuously keeps us, because some of the biggest things that there we wouldn't be able to avoid. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
We wouldn't be able to stop um unless God taught us how to fly. It's yeah, so
Yeah.
I give God the glory on days like today. I reverence the people that, didn't make it, the people that fought to save as many people as possible, the dogs, the cadaver dogs, the
Mhm.
everybody that helped in those times. And just know that there are so many other stories of how God kept people from those issues and how there should have been a third plane going over.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm telling you, when people say God lets bad things happen, it's like, no, people do bad things with the
People
will
have
that
free will.
with
Yeah.
the God, yeah, with the will that God gave us.
Mhm.
He still saved a lot of people in
Absolutely.
that on that day. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's totally fine. I want you to speak on these things. So we'll watch the video and then we'll speak on it.
First of all, as soon as I saw that this was a video, I just rolled my eyes and said, I'm over it. Why
Of
you got us
course.
watching this? How dare you?
I need context. There needs to be context to the talking point for sure.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh Lord.
This morning I was speaking with Mahogany on this morning, and Mahogany kind of gave me a different hug than she normally does. Amen. And you know what? We're not going to have that in the body of Christ. The word of God tells us that open rebuke is better than secret love. So we can't have that up in this house on this morning. Amen. So if you want to just go ahead and do what you got to do today, we're going to do that. We tried to talk about it, but you didn't want to talk about it. But I'm just going to expose it and let you know I know how you feel. Amen. So we're just going to get rid of all of that on this morning. So if you need to excuse yourself, I'm going to go ahead and permit you to do that on this morning. But if not, you just go ahead and sing for the Lord. Amen. Amen. All right. All right. I just don't like fake. He's a shield in the middle of his wheel. Amen. He's everything that we need him
That's
to
good,
be.
Jennifer.
He's a lily of them.
So this is the first lady who's on the microphone. And she's speaking to Miss Mahogany, who is a praise and worship team leader. Oh, Jennifer, you didn't even want to hear that.
I didn't.
Okay. And she was speaking about Mahogany, who was a praise and worship team leader. And my mother, she'd actually heard Mahogany sing. And apparently the girl can blow. Okay. So my mother and I had this conversation yesterday.
Okay.
This is not about a hug. The hug was not the main issue. I believe that there seems to be issues between the first lady and Miss Mahogany. I watched an Instagram content creator who's typically kind of funny. He sounds like he's from Baltimore. He's an older gay gentleman, and he said, "Girl, Miss First Lady, she was jealous." Jealousy. I feel as though there's some jealousy in the midst. Jennifer, go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead. Tell. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I have something to say.
Okay. To me, it seems like there's jealousy afoot. I I don't know if she's jealous of the way that she sings. The content creator that I watched, and I hate that I don't know his name, but he said that she was jealous of Miss Mahogany's body because Miss Mahogany got the curves and swerves for your nerves, honey, and Miss First Lady looks. She ain't got the hips, honey. But anyway, so I don't know what she was upset about, but I love the way Mahogany tossed her. She didn't toss her mic, but she handed her mic over to the singer that was standing next to her, gave her a hug, gave the man standing next to her a hug, and gave the woman that was standing on the end of the line a hug, and she left the stage. I'm glad that she didn't act a fool. And I think that's one of the reasons why the First Lady did what she did, because she would not act a fool and she wanted her to act a fool. So she would have an excuse to say something bad about her. I love that Mahogany kept her peace. And I would say that I was upset with the people who were amening and hallelujahing in the background, but that's Black church for you. No matter what is said, there's going to somebody in the amen corner. Somebody's going to be in the amen corner. But I believe that was all about jealousy. It wasn't about a hug, because when you hug somebody, you know, there are different types of hugs. That is very true. And when someone hugs you that don't really want to hug you, I'm sure you can definitely tell if that is the case. But this wasn't all about a hug. And she tried to make it seem as though it was all about a hug. And then she said this, I tried to talk to you about it, but you didn't want to talk. I'm sure that there was a reason that she didn't want to talk, because she didn't want to come down to your level, Miss First Lady. And then her and the First Lady's husband got up on stage after the service and, you know, defended his wife fully. Of course, I would expect a Black man to do that for his wife. You know, I'm not surprised about that whatsoever. There's a possibility he does not know the minutia of the issue. He does not know the details of what's going on between them, but maybe he does. Who knows? Because I'm sure, you know, she done talked to him about Mahogany a couple, 2, 3, 4 times. But anyways, Jennifer, I see you're itching to say something, so go ahead and say it before we get out of here.
From what I heard, Jonathan, it's about money.
You got some tea?
It's money, Jonathan. Money is the issue.
Really?
She was already on her way out anyway. It wasn't her last Saturday. It was the Saturday afterwards, right? Excuse me, not Saturday. What am I talking about? Sundays, gosh.
You good?
I think she had 2 more Sundays, possibly. That Sunday and like maybe 2 more. But what they told her that day is that they're not going to be able to afford to pay her full contracted salary that day and the other Sundays that she had left.
Okay.
Which is why it was easy for her to leave.
Gotcha.
And when people, I'm pretty sure that the way that they handled that conversation, I'm pretty sure she said something to the effect of, yeah, we're not going to be able to do that, but, you know, just come on in and, you know, act like it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how they want that to be. So when she gave her that half hug, because I'm sure there was a lot of disrespect that might have come from that conversation in telling her, yeah, we ain't going to be able to pay you.
Right.
So it was about money, Jonathan.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was about money. And outside of that, moving on and moving forward, this is not Jesus.
No, not at all.
And for your open rebuke to basically be a moment for you to try to bring somebody down because they didn't like the fact that you weren't going to pay them what you said that you'd be paying them.
Well, she had a reason to hug you like that. Okay. You better be glad that she reciprocated the hug in the first place.
Exactly.
She didn't have to.
And this like people want to use God, the church and everything as a guise and a reason for you to just let things fly. Let me not pay you what I said I'm going to be paying you. Oh, we ain't bringing enough money, so you ain't going to get the rest of that.
Yeah.
Oh, about to say, you need to find a way. Now, personally, that's the reason why I believe that's the reason why, of course, the husband's going to wholeheartedly go behind her and said, you know, she ain't right, she right and all that. But they truly made themselves huge with their video.
They definitely did, for sure.
And this is we always say it. This is why people don't come to church.
Exactly. And I don't know if they were expecting people to be on the pastor and first lady side, because that's definitely not the
That was
case
it's not what's out there.
at
And
all.
on top of that, for you to talk about how open rebuke, why didn't you openly talk about how you couldn't pay her the money that she was supposed to get paid? How come you didn't talk
Okay.
about that?
Talk about the reason why she didn't want to hug yo.
All right. So yeah, I can't stand stuff like this. Once again, I love the church.
Mhm.
I do wholeheartedly. But this is the church foolishness that gives people a false sense of superiority to talk
Mhm.
crazy to people in front of the church.
Because they got Jesus on their side, honey. They can say anything.
Since when? Since when did it say to bring somebody up to the front of the church and try your best to degrade them and try to cover it up with doing the Lord's Prayer?
That was so ugly. That was
It
so
was
ugly.
disgusting, Jonathan.
That was so ugly.
So
So
no,
ugly.
ain't God is not in that. You know who's in that, Jonathan?
Who?
The flesh.
Yes. Not even the devil. That ain't
It's not. No, that's not the devil.
Don't blame the devil. No, that's all you, girl. That's all you.
And your cohorts.
Okay.
That's
Any
you.
comments?
That's
Any
the
more comments?
human. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's totally fine. It's got you riled up. That's okay. That's all right, girl. That is okay.
No wonder people don't want to go to nobody's church. I don't blame them.
Okay. Don't blame him at all. No.
Unveiled Vibration says if you would like to see more Jennifer, subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Light of the Leo. Thank you for adding that link there, Tyrone. I really appreciate that. He also says join JoJo Speaks, The Light of the Leo, and Unveiled Vibrations every Saturday morning for prayer at 10 a.m. Yeah, he put the link there and everything. Thank you, Tyrone. You so sweet.
That's awesome.
And he also says condolences to those who also lost their lives at the Pentagon. Yes.
Mhm.
And the farm field at Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's the one that was on their way to New York as well.
Okay.
Pennsylvania on 9/11. I had a cousin that didn't make it from the plane crash at the
Oh,
Pentagon.
no.
Yeah, she was
Wow.
working at the Pentagon.
Wow.
So yeah, today is a day, but I want to give God the glory that we out here making it.
We making it, girl.
And we're gonna be all right. And I need to say out loud just to make myself feel better. Don't you let nobody at the church tell you who you are. Let
Right
God
there.
be the loud voice in your ear telling you who you are.
Don't let man tell you
Period.
who you are.
But it's especially nobody that feels like they are a voice of God. Because what people do is mixing their experiences and how they feel and what they see and put their feelings into it, because not a lot of people check themselves when they're supposed to be speaking for God.
Mm,
So with everything that you hear in the church, please take with a grain of salt. And for
absolutely.
some people up in there, because I could see it before she even stepped up, that nastiness,
Yeah.
that's what she saw and felt.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't get the hug that she wanted. And how you gonna be upset that I ain't hug you like you want me to be wanting to be hugged, ma'am?
Was that a thing to make an announcement about to the whole church? To
What?
the entire church? Like, what kind of sense did that make? Like, girl, what are you
And that
doing?
lets you know how crazy these people are. Yeah, she should have hugged you, right? What?
Girl.
All right, be
I'm not
blessed.
surprised. The only reason she was in there is because she was getting paid.
Can't do it no other way.
Okay.
And I promise you, I wouldn't with these
I
people.
wouldn't do it no way, child.
Not with
Anyway,
these people.
Jennifer, why don't you go give if you could simmer down a little bit and give the people your social media contacts real quick. We don't want no vitriol coming out your
That's the worst
coming out while
thing,
you tell the
Jonathan. That
people where to
grinds my
find you.
gears.
I
That grinds my
know.
gears. Good. Up in the
It
church.
grinds my gears as well, child.
Oh,
It's
I accidentally
terrible.
put up what I need to put up. Prayer.
Okay, that's what we all need. That's what we all need.
Oh my gosh. But anywho, let me gather myself. So, I'm on the wrong area. Maybe that's why I got a thing talking about prayer.
Uh-oh.
I'm in the wrong space. Anywho, I am the Lot of the Leo, just like Tyrone put into the chat. Go ahead and follow me. I go live every Monday at 9 p.m. to decompress, and you will enjoy yourself with me. And that's all.
Okay. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $JonathanLee07. That's $JonathανLee07. Quick announcement. Dustin and I will start reviewing 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After starting this Monday. I have to do my homework to catch up on these episodes. I probably got about 20 episodes to watch out. But anyways, be sure to watch us on Monday, and make sure you join us next week. Same time, same place, same beautiful faces. But until then, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there, still cool out there. Love you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.